come hang out with me as I contemplate my life choices and decide to paint the kitchen with a Felix home who just happens to be sleeping on the couch right there, and Bean who's sleeping in his bed. So Peter is taking down the valence electrons. He's already moved the sideboard for me. And then I mixed up in a little spray bottle some water, some rubbing alcohol, and like a drop or two of dish soap. I'm going to spray and wipe the walls at the other end of the kitchen. Down there.
What's Felix up to?
Felix is sleeping.
We should investigate it.
This is what I do when Peter's home and my brain doesn't turn off and I start thinking about all of the things I want to do. This isn't the first, this isn't the last. Come with me on this journey. So Peter is continuing to take the valences down, valences, however you want to say it. He can't fit a screwdriver in there, a drill in there, so he's just using the screwdriver. And I am scrubbing the walls down and anywhere where it's extra dusty and cobwebby. And it was a process because cobwebs like to grow everywhere, because spiders like to go everywhere. So we're just scrubbing away and taking everything off the wall that we can, and then it's time to paint. The paint we're using is called Antique White by BEHR. It is the same color of paint that we used on the pattern wall in the family room. However, it does look significantly lighter in the kitchen. So I kept thinking, when I was hemming and hawing about painting the kitchen, I kept thinking, I don't know if it's going to be significantly lighter than what's already there, because when you compare it to the base color in the family room, which is spun cotton, also by BEHR, it seems so much darker because the spun cotton's like basically white. It's like a super, super, super light, warm white. And so the antique white, because it's got a little bit more pigment to it, just seems so much darker. But when you're comparing it to this yellow ochre color that basically my entire house was painted when we moved in, it's significantly lighter. So just seeing that like first swipe of paint with one of those little, I don't even know what to call them. They're like edgers, I guess. You use them for cutting in. And they got the little wheels on them. They're not perfect, obviously, and if you have too much paint on it, you still get drips and stuff. So you have to always have a paintbrush handy or a little roller. But man, they make quick work of cutting in and like going around doors and edges and stuff like that. But yeah, it is so much brighter, and we only ended up needing to do 2 coats on the entire thing because the coverage was pretty good. I don't think we bothered with 2 coats behind the fridge because like really the fridge is always going to be there. And then you can kind of see like above the pantry door where I could no longer reach. I went as far as I could while standing up on the counter, and that's as far as my arm would go. So Peter definitely tackled more of that area, and we used the big ladder too, so that I could definitely contribute to some of the top corners in the kitchen. Come join me for my update.
Ah, yes.
So this wall is still this color. I have to put this up here because you're so much taller than me. Peter took Felix to speech pathology. Convenient, because speech pathologist. Augie slept until he didn't, but it was a good one. He slept for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, and Peter's like, okay, I'm out of here.
He's out.
Man of many words, that one. So yeah, painting. We got to there, and Peter's got to do this section because there's no counter for me to stand on. What? Is it the cats? Is it Mo? Is it Mister? What are you doing there, bud?
I always wanted to be a turtle, and now I am.
Mister, what are you doing? Hi, you're pretty. Anyways, so, oh my knees. Yep. It's gonna have to wait because Casper will be home very soon. I'll have to go to the bus stop. And then I think I'm gonna go, I might take Casper with me. I'm gonna sneeze. Might go to Home Depot to pick up. Okay, sorry, I have to go. So Casper came home from school. I managed to get the message to the other kids at the bus stop. And now it is time to finish the first coat everywhere in the kitchen. All of the above the cupboard areas was super tricky just because of the trim, but Peter's there to help, and he also helped me get Augie to sleep because this is the night that Augie just would not go to bed. It was rough, but we got a full coat done and called it a night. Now we're on to day 2. This is Friday, the last work day of Peter's vacation week. He goes back to work on Monday, which also happens to be March break, so it's going to be an adventure, having all of these appointments with Felix, but also having Casper home from school. So Friday also was, I feel like so many things happened on Friday, but it was also a snowstorm, so we didn't even know if buses were going to be running when we woke up in the morning, but luckily it was fine. The snowstorm started after the first bus run for school. So we're enjoying the snowstorm, and it's just Augie at home, and he had a good nap. And we just kind of worked on painting, and getting everything put back up. This is just a comparison between those two colors that I mentioned, the antique white and the spun cotton. So the base color in the family room is the spun cotton. That pattern on the wall back there is antique white, which is the color in the kitchen now. And like, you can barely tell that there's a difference. Like, I feel like it's super cohesive. So I'm really happy that we did this. I'm really happy I just bit the bullet. And I'm also really grateful and really happy that I don't plan these projects and say, yeah, I'm totally gonna do it all by myself. I got this. Even though I totally could, but then sometimes it's like, man, you know, extra people make less work for everyone in the long run. And it makes it go by a lot faster. So I'm super grateful for Peter, just like, okay, yeah, I'll jump in there. And even though it was totally my project, and probably the kitchen would have stayed the way it was for 500 years if I didn't kind of like push to get it done. But he was a big help, and we did get it done in those 2 days. And now the kitchen's super fresh and bright, and I'm obsessed. I'm super happy with it. My next project is to tackle this calendar because I still haven't done it. It is on my list. I still have to design it, but we need to make it work better for us. I need a larger like calendar area and a smaller notes section. So that is on the docket. I want to make a cute little sign to go above it as well. But I don't know when that's going to happen because I also want to paint the hallway a new color because I'm fixated and I can't help it. Are you helping? Augie? Are you helping? Are you helping? I hope you enjoyed today's super random kitchen refresh video. And it's done now, and I'm super happy I can move on to my next project at some point, probably after March break. Thank you for stopping by and sticking with us. And don't forget to click subscribe and maybe give me a thumbs up. We'll see you next time. Bye.